Good morning, Poncho Timmons. I'm here with Kelli Komondor of K2 Creative, and she is going to be one of our keynote speakers at the upcoming 2023 Pittsburgh Business Diversity Conference. So, Kelli, tell me a little bit about what K2 Creative does. What are you guys about?
We are all about visibility and public relations. Okay. So I consider myself a visibility strategist as opposed to a publicist, because everything that we do is positive. So we get positive coverage for our clients. We help them tell their transformational stories. We work with a lot of authors, coaches, and speakers. And most of what we do falls into that PR category. We also do a lot with content as well.
Okay, good stuff, and much needed for a lot of us out there. In the world of creatives and writing and authors and everybody else who's out there doing all the creative good work. So at the conference, I roped you into this thing to talk about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's the best way I can put it. I roped you into this. And so tell me about your connection to imposter syndrome and why this is important.
It's so important because so many people have it and don't know it. And so many people work with folks that have it and they don't understand it.
I believe that.
Yeah, and the best example that I can give you is many, many moons ago, when I first started my professional career back at the Pittsburgh Business Times. This was like 2004. I had such crushing fear of being questioned or of giving a suggestion or raising my hand in a meeting and trying to participate. And my biggest fear was that somebody would look at me and say, "What do you know? You don't have a college degree." Because I don't. And I've been successful without that. And one of my dear mentors told me, "You have imposter syndrome." And she said, "I have it too." So between her and my manager there at the Business Times, I was always encouraged to do better. To not focus on my education as far as college went, but to focus on what I knew, what skill set I brought to the table, how I could help people. And then that ended up turning into the chapter in my book, 21. My chapter was called From Imposter to Inspiration. And I wrote about having imposter syndrome and about, being the gifted, popular girl who should have went to a four-year college and just took a very diverse route to a professional career.
That's an awesome story, and that is really interesting. I wonder, a lot of people as business owners, regardless of what size, we get wrapped up in the why. Okay, why should I care about this? How does this really affect my business? How does this affect my bottom line? So how as a business owner, how does this matter? Why would this matter to a business owner?
It does, because the business owners need to recognize, is somebody on your team suffering from imposter syndrome? Or they maybe not participating as much as they should? Are they being like I was? I was fearful of being questioned or, having somebody, question my abilities or question my knowledge. So I think it has to be an open conversation. And while it mostly affects women, imposter syndrome affects men as well. And a lot of minorities suffer with imposter syndrome too, just because that's the first thing. They look at themselves and they say, "I'm a minority, I'm already behind the 8 ball." And then that just snowballs. So I think that managers, business owners, even as a coworker, you need to recognize this and help your friends and help your coworkers overcome this. And it's not easy. I mean, I wrote a book about it and I speak about it all the time, but I still suffer from it. Like, I'm having it right now. I'm like, why does Poncho want me at this conference? It was the rope.
Well, and that story, and just the simple fact when we talk about diversity being good business as a business owner, if you're not getting the most out of your employees, you're losing out. Right. So if you have people that are afraid to speak up because they are, everybody else in the room looks different, or has a different background.
Exactly. I ate lunch in my car. When I started there, I ate lunch in my car because my biggest fear was somebody asking me in the lunchroom where I got my degree from, what degree I had. And, I'm not a shy person whatsoever, that, but that held me back. And for weeks, I either went and sat somewhere alone or I ate my lunch in my car because I was afraid of being questioned.
So how did you and I guess your supervisors get you over that?
I think it was that she believed in me and she saw that I had skills and talents and I was willing to help people. I was willing to learn new things. And she pushed me, like, not in a bad way. And then also my mentor, Renee, that worked with me there, was also a huge help in helping me get over this. And she encouraged me to put the anthology together, to write the book, to write the chapter, to take professional speaking courses and become a professional speaker. You can't tell her no. And I think, you know, between them and a lot of other people that I worked with over the years, just kept pushing me and saying, you know what you're doing. You know, that degree that you would have earned back in the early 90s really wouldn't be helping you right now with what you're doing anyways. I mean, there was no social media, there was no internet, there was none of that stuff.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. That's cool. So your supervisors, the people above you, kind of set the bar for you where they saw you at, not necessarily where you saw yourself.
Oh, for sure. For sure, yes. And, you know, people use that phrase, fake it till you make it, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in fake it till you make it. I don't believe in it at all. I think that you need to learn and grow. Faking it doesn't help anybody.
No, it is or it isn't.
Right.
It's authenticity is going to get you a lot further.
Yeah.
That's a great story. That's cool. There's so much value in that. Thank you for sharing.
Sure. And I will share more in my workshop.
Yes, that's it. Yes. That's going to benefit a lot of people to hear the details of that and go through this workshop with us. And the last question, you know, so besides what we just talked about, it's kind of leading to the last question.
Yeah.
Why should people come to this conference? What are they going to gain from seeing you speak and some of the others speak? And just what are they going to? What's the value of this conference? Why should people be eager and excited to go to this thing?
I think a lot of it has to do with it being one of the only conferences in the area that focuses on this, in the region. I don't know of any other conference that focuses on DEI. No. And I really think that it's important for people to see who is out there, who are the movers and shakers that maybe, and I'm going to go back to the imposter syndrome, that maybe lay back and hide and don't promote themselves and don't apply for certain positions. There's a statistic, I'll tell you this real quick. I don't know the exact number.
I love stats.
Well, I'll have to look it up for you and I'll let you know. There's a statistic of if there's a job posted, if a man can check off 10 of the 15 boxes, he's going to apply for it. If a woman cannot check off all 15, she will not apply for that job. It's not just imposter syndrome, it's just, I think a lot of women and a lot of minorities, they say, if I can't be everything, I'm not going to be anything at all. And it wasn't 15, but whatever that number is, that many men will still apply and go for positions that they're not completely qualified for, and a woman will bypass it. Oh, I don't have this, and this, so I'm not going to apply for this job. So I think that the business owners, the executives, the CEOs, the CIOs, they all need to be there to meet these people who they would never have a chance to meet any other way. There's going to be a lot to learn, too. Not just about imposter syndrome, just some of the other speakers. I've read their bios, and there's going to be a lot of value in this.
Absolutely. It's going to be about things that people can and should be doing to help grow and move their business forward and move our region socially and economically forward. And those are some great examples of things that people can gain from being here. Thank you so much for that. And I should mention we're here at Panera Green Tree. It's a wonderful fireplace. I wish my fireplace was this nice. I wish my coffee at home was this good. So thank you to Panera Green Tree for letting us be here. And tickets are available for the 2023 Business Diversity Conference. You can find all that information on ponchotimmons.com. And if you have any other questions, concerns, you can always email me or find me on Facebook or LinkedIn anytime. Till then, get out there, do something good, and we will talk to you all next time.
Thank you.